All
right. So we just started recording. So we just found, and I'm just giving a recap, we found this one's 45 by doing 360 divided by 8 equals 45. We also found GJK because if these two pieces are cut in half, we know 45 divided by 2 should be 22.5. Now we're looking for KGJ. So KGJ, which is this angle over here, which I redrew over here. So that's K, that's G, that's J. Well, this one over here, we just found in the last question, is 22.5. And this right here is a 90-degree angle. So we're going to use something that we learned from triangles probably 2, 3, 4 chapters ago now. It's been such a long time. Is that we're going to subtract from a whole triangle, and the whole triangle always adds up to 180. The angles of a triangle add up to 180. Minus 90, because of that right angle, minus 22.5. So angle G, doing all that math, should be 90 minus 22.5, 70, 60, 67.5. So 67.5. 70, 89, yeah. So this angle right here is 67.5. So use your idea of what you know about right triangles to find that angle. All right, and the last one's EJH. So EJH. So EJH. Okay, so this is a little interesting. Over here, we have a situation where now we're not just finding one, let's say, eternal angle or central angle. We have this angle. We would technically include this angle right here, and we would include this angle right here. Because this is a regular octagon, and it tells us in the rules this is a regular octagon, angle HJG should be the same size as angle GJF, which is the same size as angle FJE.
So we 45 plus 45?
Plus another 45, because we have one side, two side, three sides.
Okay.
So you could do 45 plus 45 plus 45, or just 45 times 3. And that should give you 135. Because we have 3 sides we're talking about, we times one angle by 3. Okay?
Okay. And I did number 15, but I got it wrong, and I'm confused why I got it wrong.
Oh, okay. So let's look at number 15. Now 15, let's carefully look. Is that the apothem they're showing at 10?
No, it's not an apothem.
That is not the apothem. So the equation is, what is the equation? 1/2 apothem height? Apothem?
It's 1/2 side apothem.
Side apothem, that's right.
Oh, and number.
And the number of sides, right? So SAN, SAN. Okay? So this one right here, they don't give you the apothem. That's interesting. Oh, well, what are we going to do? Well, let's see. We could make this look like a right triangle, or a triangle right here. So let me just redraw that here. So we just made this a triangle, and I rotated a little bit. So this is the radius, right? So this is 10.
Mm-hmm.
This is 10. And then this is going to be 6.84. Okay. If we drew a line right in the middle of this thing and they made a right angle, what is that middle line called, Rivka?
The apothem?
The apothem. So I could do that in my little triangle over here, which is just this triangle rotated like that. So this right triangle right here, and then we're going to put a right angle here. Now this should look familiar from a question from the triangle test that we had. We could find how long that right angle is. So we could find how long that right angle is. We could find how long this piece is by first, let's cut it in half. So we're going to cut 6.84 in half. And that's going to be 3 3.42. Okay. This is a right triangle. So Rivka, what is our theorem that we use to find the side of a right triangle? You remember what it's called?
No.
Okay, so maybe if I write it like this.
Oh, a squared plus b squared equals c squared.
Good, and that's called the Pythagorean theorem.
Yeah.
So c squared is what side of the right triangle? Do you remember? Starts with a h.
The hypotenuse.
Good, the hypotenuse. Good, good. So c squared in this case is going to be 10. So we got 10 squared plus, we don't know what this one is, so let's just call it a because it also matches with apothem. But b squared is going to be 33.42 squared. And this is a squared. I don't know what it is. Remember, a and b is interchangeable. It doesn't matter which one's a, which one's b. So now I'm going to figure out what 3.42 squared and subtract it from 10 squared. So I'm going to open up another tab for my calculator. So we're going to do 10 times 10, which we know is 100. And we're going to subtract minus 3.42 times 3.42. No, 42. So we're subtracting the square of this from here. So we end up with 88.3. But remember, 88.3 is not our actual side. We have to square root both sides. So because that's a squared equals 88.3, we're going to square root both sides. So is there a square root button here? Square root my answer. And that's going to be 9 points, it rounds to 4, so 9.4. So A, or my apothem, is 9.4. Okay. Oh, now we just found our apothem. So now we could actually solve our questions. It's so hard to touch a tab here. Okay. So now we just found our apothem. So now we could solve our question. Our equation was 1/2 apothem times sides times the number of sides. So this is going to be 1/2. How many sides does number 15, question 15 have for me? Rick?
9.
9, so 9 times, what did we just find our apothem to be?
9.4.
9.4. S is for how big the side is. So how big is a whole side? So we'll just put it.
6.84.
Good, so 6.84. And then from there, we just type that all in the calculator. Open back this. Clear. So 0.5 is the same as 1/2 times 9 times 9.4 times 6.84. Now, because of our rounding, our answer might be slightly different from the book, and that's okay. But we get 289.33. Does that look like the right answer to you, Rivka?
Yeah.
Yeah. So our final answer is 289.33. We'll go for 2 decimal points typically because we'll just be consistent with that.
Oh.
Okay.
And how do you do 16?
That's fine. So 16, we'll do that too. Let me just clear all this. Did I accept them or did I just get? Oh, hey, Zach. We're doing number 16 right now, and I'm recording it so we could post this later. So if you have a question, I could happily answer it after I finish number 16, okay?
Thank you.
No problem. It's really annoying is when you share screen, the top toolbar gets covered. Okay, so number 16, we have a situation here where notice they don't give us, again, the equation's 1/2, the size of the side, the apothem, and the number of sides. they don't give us the size here. They don't give us how big this is. So we're going to have to find it. So let me just make a bigger right triangle of this picture right here. Well, they tell me this one's 2.77. And they tell me this is 2.5. They also tell me this is a right angle. So, Rivka, what can we use to find the third missing side here?
The Pythagorean theorem.
Good. So we're going to use the Pythagorean theorem to find it. So we're going to use 2.5 squared plus b squared equals, this is the hypotenuse, 2.77, so that's always c squared. So 2.77 squared. Okay, so we have that. We're going to go to our calculator. And we're going to do 2.77 squared. So I don't know how to do squared on the Google calculator, so I'm just going to do 2.77 times 2.77. So that number is 7.6729. We're going to subtract that from 2.5 squared. What the? Times 2.5. And we get 1.42. Now, very important, 1.4229, or that rounds to 1.42. That is not your actual side. That is your side. So you're going to have to square root that. So I'm going to square root this number here. So click answer. And then my final side right here is 1.19. Okay? But if we go back to our page here, and let's look at the shape one more time. Let's look at the page one more time. Is this it? No, that's not it. We're going to see that 1.19 does not represent the whole shape or the whole side. Oh boy. 1.19 represents 1.19 represents just this little piece right here. 1.19. So Rivka, what can I do with this 1.19 to represent the whole side?
1.19 times 2.
Good. 1.19 times 2. That's going to give you the whole side length. And since this is regular, it'll give you all the side lengths. So 1.19 times 2 is 2.38. Okay? So this is our S, the size of the side. So it seems like we could do everything. 1/2 times the size of the side is 2.38 times, Rivka, which one of these two numbers are the apothem?
The 2.5.
Good, the 2.5. And how many sides does this have? So the number of sides.
7.
7. So we go times that by 7. All right. Then from there, it's just simply type in your calculator. And again, your answer might be slightly off from the book or slightly off from mine, depending how you round along the way. So notice in the calculator while I was typing it, I just kept using the calculator answer. If you round, then divide it, and then round, and then subtract it. And then you
Why is it times 7 though at the end?
Yes, times 7 because that's 7 sides, which
Oh,
is
right. Yeah.
yeah. So we're gonna do, and then let me just do the numbers. 0.5 times 2.38 times 2.5 times the 7 sides. So you should get an area of 20.825 or about 20.83.
5 times 2.3.
And they said 20.9. That's close enough.
20.82.
Yeah, so like I said, your rounding is going to be off depending on how much you round along the way. Like if it was 20.82, you get full credit. I understand that's like close to 20.9.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Hey, no problem. Zach, do you want me to go
Help
over
me
any
with
problems?
15.
15. I
Yeah.
just did it with Rivka, and I could just post this video on YouTube. Do you
Okay.
want? Do you want to just wait for that? I'll just
It's
post
up
it.
to you. I don't care. It's just I got 307.8.
307.8.
Should I tell you what I did?
Yeah, tell me about it.
So I did area equals half times 6.84
Uh-huh.
times 10 times 9.
Okay, so here's so the error was this, which I think Rivka did too. And when I post the video, you'll see how we solve it. But 10, look at 10 carefully. Is 10 the apothem?
No, it's not.
No, it's the radius. So you have to do a lot of work to find the apothem, which is kind of using the Pythagorean theorem, just kind of how we did in number 16, to
Mhm.
find the apothem for 15. Okay?
It's not just 5.
It is not just 5. The
Okay.
apothem's not just 5.
And you're going to post the video on how to do it?
Yeah. So literally, Rivka asked that question, so it'll just be right before you joined, honestly.
When do you think you're going to post it?
It takes like 2 minutes for Zoom to make the video. Then I put it on YouTube. It takes like 5 minutes for YouTube. So
But are you going to post it on Google Classroom?
Yeah.
I got it. Thank you.
All right, no problem, man.
Bye.
Bye. I hope this guys, if anyone who's watching this YouTube video, I hope this helped you out. Okay? See you around.